Hello, friends. Magus Supreme coming at you guys with another reading. For today's reading, I'm going to do a reading on what do people love about you. I felt like a little bit of hype is needed for the people, some little bit of gassing up or whatever. And I think this would be a good little way to do it. I didn't event a spread for this. I just kind of pulled intuitively and just been going through from the energies there. So just know that this will be like a completely intuitive read. No particular spread. The cards in certain positions don't really mean anything unless, it kind of flows that way. But just know if you are a tarot reader, I'm not working with a particular spread. This is completely intuitive and an intuitive pull. So with that being said, I will give you guys the chance to look over the stones on each one of the cards, each one of the piles. I'll tell you their names. So for pile 1, we have red jasper. For pile 2, we have lapis lazuli. For pile 3, we have amethyst. For pile 4, we have sodalite. And for pile 5, we have black obsidian. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to really sit down and try to channel into which pile is yours. I know this angle isn't exactly the best for it, but I ask you guys to really just try your best. You can have multiple piles in this reading. That's okay. There might be more than one thing people like about you. So either way, just take the time out now to get in tune with the energy of your pile. And I'll leave a good 10-15 seconds here for you guys to meditate and to really get into the energy of this reading. Okay, guys, I hope that was enough time for you to pick your pile. Now I'm about to get into the reading, and I will be starting with pile 1. So let me clear my space here. Excellent. So if you chose red jasper or pile 1, this is your message. Red jasper is a very grounding stone. It's associated with the root and the sacral chakra. Red jasper kind of increases your it's not an intuition based stone. It's more of a stone to connect you to the frequency of earth. When your energies feel scattered and your mind is all over the place and you're not really feeling confident, a red jasper can really come in and help you if you attenuate yourself to its energies. So with that being said, so if you chose the red jasper, perhaps you're in need of some grounding or perhaps in the need of some confidence. But we'll find out. So first things first, I'll pull out your tarot cards and I'll get the whole entire spread set up before I start reading. So you gotta bear with me for a second. You can skip ahead a couple seconds too if it helps, because this does take a little bit of time. Let me see, how am I gonna do this? Yes, I'm glad I'm getting better at working with the space that I have to incorporate all the cards that I use. Excellent. Okay, so pile 1. I get a strong feeling that you guys are my intuitives here. Absolutely. And in fact, your bottom deck card is the Hermit. And as I was looking through the energy of your tarot cards, I felt like it was someone who listens to their intuition and don't really do well with other people here, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, the King of Cups, and even the Sun card in reverse. So you might be a little bit gloomy from time to time, but it's okay. What I'm seeing here, though, from the overall energy, what people love about you, pile 1, is that you follow your heart. You follow your intuition, and you march to the beat of your own drum. You are definitely an oddball here, pile 1, or what most people will call you an oddball. You might also be a male, an intuitive feeling male, And intuitive and feeling males are kind of rare in this world. So it's really you. That might just be you, Padawan. Um, but what I'm getting here is that like people love you, Padawan, because you can help like illuminate their sadness. Like you really make people point people out to like what's going on, like to what spirit is saying in your life. And I'm getting a strong sense that people who are also spiritual, like I get a feeling like you don't really, too many people don't really know you, Padawan. Like they don't know you because you're so different from them. Like you operate on a different level of energy than everyone else that you know, Padawan. And I get a feeling that that's been like very isolating for you. But it's also a very beautiful thing. Because I'm seeing here inside your cards, inside your energy, Padawan, that people like you, they love you because you are just you. Um, Actually, the very first thing I got is that people actually don't like you, Padawan. But that's not. I can't just like lead with that. Like people probably really don't like you. They don't know you too well, Padawan. But the fact of the matter is, actually, you might also come off like kind of vain to other people as well with this vanity card here. But Padawan, what I'm seeing here is that people love you because you kind of tell it like it is, and you don't really like care. Like with the Queen of Swords in reverse and the King of Cups, like even if people don't like you, there are certain people in the world who can respect someone who kind of just like, like speak their truth the way that they speak it. Like, the Queen of Swords upright is like someone that's very tactful with their words, and the King of Cups is someone very mature. But both of these in reverse, these might be some of the qualities that kind of push other people away from you, from the fact that you might have a little bit of a bad mouth, or like maybe be a little bit too cruel and unnecessarily so, and a little bit emotionalist, a little bit vain as well. Because I've been trying to. This pile was the one that I really struggled to find something good to say about. I'm sorry. Like, you guys are very close, very guarded. Not too many people know you, but especially with Sun in reverse here. And in fact, you might be a little gloomy, a little vain. And the whole gloomy vibe is coming through with the bittersweet thing as well. So pile one, like what you could be doing, or what you probably should do, is like just trust that the way that your life is going, that you will meet the people who love you for you, even if you are like kind of unhappy right now with happy in reverse and the Five of Cups. Like maybe you're not like extremely happy about what's going on, or like how your life goes, or how you relate to other people. But just know that just because right now you're in your shell, Padawan, you're in a shell, and it's time for you to start breaking out of that shell and to like really just accept what comes out. Because I'm seeing here, Padawan, that you're very guarded. Like, and I felt that at first. And in fact, your bottom deck card, Padawan, is the Hermit. You spend a lot of time alone. You don't really do too much with other people, and that's why I was having a hard time struggling to find something good to say, because people don't know you, Padawan. People don't know you. So, in order for that to like happen, like if you are, I can't even say that, Padawan. Like this is like really hard for me to like say this, because it's just like it's a lot of negatives here, and really big negatives. But the thing is, though, you need to accept yourself for who you are and just like have joy, Padawan. Like just learn to be a little bit more like happy, and people will love that about you. Because I'm just seeing so many negative cards around your energy, Padawan, and about, especially with how other people relate to you. They don't understand you. They don't get you. And I get the feeling that you might also be a little bit like you're just intuitively guided. And what I came to understand is that like your inner voice and your intuition is always going to be at odds with what someone else is thinking, because your intuition and like your intuition and your spirit is for you. And what I feel here is that your spirit guides love you, even if no other people do, even if other physical people kind of don't, Padawan. Yeah, like I said, I struggled really hard to find something good to say about this pile, and it's the first one I pulled. Let me see. I did read the vanity card, so let me read that one and see what comes out from there. So let me get a little bit more into that one. Let me see. Vanity, vanity, vanity. The tenuous balance between what is true in our heart and what we communicate is reflected in Aqua. Are you living and communicating your truth or just playing along? This may be a time of awakening to a new way of being. Be aware of distractions that may pull you away from the true you. And that's what I was talking about with the shell card. Like, you're still in your shell, part one. There's a disconnect between how you show up in the world and to like who you really are. And that's a disconnect that needs to be like rectified, because the energy that you put out is very vain. It's very like, oh, oh, look at me, I'm so blessed. Oh, I follow my intuition and God loves me. Yeah, it's very vain, Power One. Like, because with the Aqua Vanity, it's talking about people at a party, and then, they're just like, they just want more. Like, they just want more and more and more and more. But the thing is, Power One, that more isn't always better. It's about quality over quantity. I don't know why I had to bring that up. Maybe it means something to you, but I have to do it. And with bittersweet here as well, I'll read that one for you too. The thing for bittersweet, because I feel like that also might be very, very important. There is an inner strength here, helping you to rise above circumstances and do the right thing. It's time to set aside your personal agenda for the good of the group. The person you are becoming is capable of more than you imagine. Yeah, there's a lot of like things about you just being about yourself, Power One. There was a very like selfish and guarded energy here. Like, you are about yourself and your intuition. But what your intuition is trying to tell you is that maybe what you're doing isn't really good for like a group of people, isn't really like the best. Like, it's a lot of you focused, like spirit focused stuff, but spirit is saying that you're missing the fact that relationships with other people, with other physical beings, is important too. And you can't deny yourself that, and deny having it in a healthy way. So really just like focus on like your inner strength and inside yourself, because there's something inside yourself, Power One, that isn't being communicated properly. In fact, it's coming off completely wrong, and it's like causing you like a lot of pain. So Power One, I would say people love you. Your spirit guides love you, but I don't know too much about other people. Like, I just keep feeling like other people just either don't know you or they don't have a good opinion of you. And I know this is bad to say because this is supposed to be a what people love about you video, but it's hard for me to like, I keep searching and searching and searching, and the only thing Spirit Father keeps telling me is that he loves you. And I don't feel much for other people like I did in the other piles. Like, I got a good sense of how other people felt about them, but this was the only pile that's like really, really guarded, really alone, and like practically to themselves. But there's a Power One, there's a change that needs to happen here. You do need to like go out into the world, experience joy, awaken your masculine energy here, because this is the solar plexus chakra and that little ball of sun there. It's time for you to awaken your masculine energy. Get out into the world and just like be you. And don't try to like project an image of yourself that you want other people to see you as. Like, really go out there and live your authentic truth and spread joy into the world. Because right now in Power One, you aren't doing that with the sun in reverse, and you don't have a clear picture of who you are either. So that's your reading, Power One. Make sure that you come out that shell of yours and get out into the world, because you're missing a lot. So let me clear these cards and get started for the next pile. Here we go. Okay. If you chose the lapis lazuli for pile 2, then this is your reading. So pile 2, the lapis lazuli is actually an ancient Egyptian stone. It's powered by the sun and is connected to the third eye chakra. And what it does is it strengthens people's connection to the spiritual realm. It allows them to like channel like better, to meditate deeper, and to like really open and expand the powers of their third eye. So you might be kind of intuitive if you like pick this stone. You might be you might have an active third eye chakra, or like a really like good imagination, or like really good at like visualizing and planning. So let's get into the tarot cards. And just give me some time to set things up. You can skip ahead until all the cards are like set. I don't mind, because this does take a little bit of time to like set everything out. All right, Soul Pile 2. When I first looked at your cards, the first thing I thought was like, wow, this is a free spirit. Pile 2, your energy here is someone who like is like constantly inspired, someone who goes out, have a big heart, and they just like go out and give to people who are sad, or like just like bring joy and love into other people's lives. So Pile 2, you're definitely like a big source of like light in other people's lives. And what I'm seeing here is that you are a big source of light in other people's lives, even if you don't feel like you're a light in your own life. Because what I got here, Pile 2, was that people love you. Like, you are very much loved, Pile 2, and people like really, really care for you. But the thing here, Pile 2, is that I can also tell that you might be a little too changeable to like become stable enough to really see these things. With To the Sea, Hedonist, and Fork in the Road, these three cards together points to an energy of someone who's like very, very changeable, very here, there, and there. And it's the same thing with the Ace of Wands. Someone who lives their lives very inspired, and someone who lives their life from the heart with the Six of Cups. I mean, with the Ace of Cups here. You got two aces. So it lets me know you're very passionate and a very like, I won't say emotional, but kind of empathetic. Especially with the, I can't say emotional because the Nine of Swords is here, but you're definitely empathetic to other people's stuff, especially if people is going through something similar than what you did with this Nine of Swords here. I could tell that, you know, you have been through like anxiety or like doubts and stuff like that. A lot of real tense negative energies. I also felt the energy like, hey, maybe you had your battle with depression, or maybe you are depressed, but you still find the energy to get up and like, you know, be kind and show up to the world. But there was definitely an energy of giving to people who are sad, or like you being sad but still giving to other people who are sad to make yourself feel better. But what people love about you, Pile 2, is that you're very, very generous. Especially with the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, you give. You give the people, and you give them exactly what they need to bring them back into their balance, or to like get them through their day. Because the Two of Pentacles is about mundane activities and daily activities. So with the Six and the Two and the Ace and the two aces protecting this energy, you really like give from the heart, and you give people things that are like very, very meaningful, or things that like really will get them through. Even if you're not staying in their life for too long, or if you're here and there, you definitely make time to like give and to like help whenever you can. And one thing I get is that other people like the fact that you're not shy about how you live your life, that you live your life so inspired, and that you live your life from the Ace of Cups. In fact, I think other people get inspired by the way that you live your life, Pile 2, and the way that you decide to just be free and still have the energy to give and to people who are sad. And also with this Nine of Swords, I get the feeling that if you are someone, like, you might also experience like a lot of doubt, a lot of guilt, and that is like completely unnecessary for you, Pile 2. A part of me is telling that you live your life that's true for you, and then if other people are getting hurt by the way that you live your life, or just like disagreeing with the way that you live your life, then that's on them. Because what I see here with the blame card is that a lot of people like you because you're the type of person who will like take responsibility for the things that they did. I get the feeling you won't stick around to deal with the consequences. You definitely won't deal with the consequences of your actions, but you are there to like take a little bit of responsibility. Like, oh damn, I guess I did do that. But then I hear like, oh well, shrug of the shoulders, and you go on about your way. Very destructive energy, but the people like you for that, and they know that, you know, when something happens, like if they need someone to ride out with them right quick, I just keep hearing like ride out, like if they need someone to ride out with them right quick, you're definitely the person they can call up for the ride out. But if they dealing with something really tense, really, really emotional, and like really, really like deep, they probably won't call you. Because I see here with the blame and the death card, you're very used to like having new beginnings and new changes and just like new experiences. And I still feel like you take personal responsibility for the things that you do, but you don't stick around for the consequences. And I don't know. I don't feel like that's a bad thing here. I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Learning to deal with consequences will probably alleviate this Nine of Swords energy that keeps coming up from time to time with you, Pal 2. But people love the fact that you're always open. Like, you stay open, you stay ready, and you always down, Pal 2. Like, I get that for you. So with the expansion card here, expansion card actually talks about staying true to yourself, making decisions that are true to you, and having people like and actually trusting and like having people who give you trusted advice, like listening to people who support who you are instead of the people who are trying to like change who you are completely. And I feel like with this expansion card you also get very good advice, and I feel that with the Ace of Cups and the with the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. And actually, I'll say it here with the Six of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. This points me to someone who gives like really, really good advice to help bring balance and love into people who are feeling like nervous. And this is like one of the biggest things that people love about you here with this expansion card. I feel like you're always making new friends. And if you don't always make new friends, then you should open yourself up today. Because I feel like Father, Spirit, God is really going to bless you with like beautiful, beautiful friends. Friends that can help you and you'll help them. Like friends that like will really expand who you are instead of trying to detract or take away or reshape who you are. You'll definitely find people that are supporting your energy and people who are trying to support you, Pal, too, because you're a very lovable individual, because you have a big heart, you love to give, you're an inspired person, and you live your life just from the seat of your pants. Like, you really go through your life the way you go through it, and things just kind of just work out for you, because you're kind of wise. Like, it's hard to say because you don't stick around for the consequences of your choice of your decisions, but you do give like pretty good advice that when you do sit your ass down and talk to people, Pal 2, you give really good advice. So Pal 2, people love you because you're a free spirit. You live life the way that you want to live it. You accept responsibilities for the things that you do. May not accept the consequences, but you accept the responsibilities. And you're always open to new beginnings, and to new things, and to new experiences. And all this openness and all these things that people love about you will only attract more and more people to you, Pal 2. I have a feeling that you're living like an authentic life. Like, you're living a life where you're yourself authentically, and Spirit greatly encourages that. And it'll send more people to support you in the way that you are, Pal 2. So yeah, that's your message, Pal 2. Very short and sweet, but yours is definitely one of the most positive messages that I pulled so far out of the 5. Yours is definitely up there for some of the most positive, and like one of the most likable people out of the piles. So yeah. All right. Pile number 3. Your pile number 3, you chose the amethyst as your stone. The amethyst, excuse me, is connected to the crown chakra. The crown chakra rules higher level thought. To me, I think it also rules like spiritual thoughts. Like, if you have a balanced crown chakra, you're able to think in a balanced way, not just with the physical world, but also with the spiritual. This is a big part of like becoming a big crystal for becoming a conduit and a channel for the divine. It opens your crown chakra, and all the spiritual energy comes from top down instead of bottom up. So having an open and active crown chakra allows you to receive more input and insight from spirit. So if you chose this amethyst crystal, you might be a little bit more spiritually guided than other people, but we'll get into the tarot cards to find out. So Pile 3, if you want, you can just like skip past me laying out all these cards. I don't mind. I know this process can be a little boring to watch. Shucks. Smooth that over. Yes. All right. All right. All right. Pile 3. Remember what I said about the introduction about the amethyst and about being like very spiritually connected and guided? Well, this is showing up in your cards here. With the serendipity card and the moon, a lot of things, like one of the things that people like about you is that you're actually very freaking intuitive. Like whatever is going on in your life, like no matter what your tarot cards tell me, like no matter what kind of bad things happen in your life, you always come out on top at the end with the Justice card here. You always like find a way to land on your feet. And that's because you're very spiritually guided. You follow the signs, you connect to your intuition, and you allow things to play out the way it needs to play out. Whether you know it or not, Pile 3, you're very intuitive and very guided in your life. One of the things that I got from your tarot cards here with this energy is that you're a spiritual warrior, Pile 3. I see here that you've overcame like a lot of darkness, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of like arguments and people trying to put their petty shit on you and like just really just try to like control your life, Pile 3. You overcame all that here with and developed the ability to think for yourself with this Ace of Swords and the Justice card. And Spirit is like very proud of that. And people love that for you. People who know you are like actually very proud of you. Like, cause you overcame so much and you're just like in such a awesome spot in your life, Pile 3. And people love it. People love that and people love you for it. So one of the things that I have to tell you, Pile 3, is that you shouldn't give up on your dreams. With workaholic and complacency together, this tells me that instead of like actually following through on like this big intuition thing and all the signs that you've been getting, you might just be choosing to like work and like, you know, concern yourself with busy work instead of like trying to enjoy the good in life. Like you're working so hard that you're forgetting who you are and like what you've been through and what is important to you, Pile 3. I think this is number 3. Yeah. So Pile 3. A lot of things that people like about you is that you are a hard worker and that you do sacrifice yourself for other people. And that's shown here with the Father card. You are a giver, a mentor, and possibly even a leader here with the Justice and the Father card. Maybe you lead groups, maybe you lead other people, maybe you're a manager at your job. But either way, Pile 3, people love you for the work that you do and for how selfless you are. But Spirit is telling you, Pile 3, that don't forget to like also like get yours. Like I feel a big sense that you've been like giving and giving and giving and giving, but you haven't had the time to like really like regenerate too much of your own power yet, Pile 3. Yeah. Especially with this regeneration card coming out with you like actually being the spiritual warrior here. You overcame so much and like you've seen how this like ground is like actually burnt and this tree is coming out. This is you, Pile 3. I feel like right now you're in the process of like becoming this tree, of like healing all this scorched land and making something beautiful come out of it. And what I'm feeling here, Pile 3, is that you shouldn't stop. And you're not going to stop. Like, don't forget your dreams, Pile 3. Don't forget your dreams. We're here in the fear and the relationships card. One of the things that I'm seeing here is that maybe you are afraid of building like close connections to other people. That's why you throw yourself into your work and just like deal with people on a surface level, like, you know, helping them out, but then running away. Maybe there's a fear here of like intimate relationships. But what I'm telling you, what I'm feeling here, Pile 3, is that the people who are in a relationship with you, who do know you, they love you because you're a selfless person. You've been through so much. You're a very wise individual, very intuitive with the moon card showing up over there. And the people who are like in a relationship, not a loving relationship, even just friend relationship, anyone that you connect and bond to, they truly love you. Your relationships are very strong and you have nothing to fear from them. And another thing that I'm seeing here is that fear, like even though it exists to you, you're very comfortable in like navigating it with the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Justice card here. You're very, very comfortable with navigating situations that you don't have all the facts in. You're very intuitively led, and that's also preferenced by the fact that you picked the amethyst crystal for your reading. Very, very intuitively led. So people who are intuitively led know that fear is just their human mind, their ego mind, trying to play tricks on them and keep them from moving forward. Very much Three of Swords, Two of Swords energy. That's fear. But what I'm seeing here, Power 3, is that people love you because you always overcome your fears. And you always come out on top, no matter what's been going on in your life, no matter who's trying to come against you with this five of wands in reverse, no matter who betrays you and break your heart with this three of swords, or even if the path ahead is unsure or unsteady with this two of swords, you always get the divine idea, divine spark, the inspiration, the guidance, the ace of swords here to make your way into the justice card, the decisions that are right for you and that's going to put you out on top. You are very, very, very intuitively led, Power 3, whether you know it or not. And you are a leader. You are a supporter. And people love you, Power 3. And that's you. Your Power is actually the one with the highest vibration, Power 3. Your Power is like guru level, like sage level. Yes, your vibrations is very, 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 very good if you chose this pile. And what I feel like you have to remember for this pile in particular is that despite everything you've been through, realize that you are still very valid, that you still have a dream, and that you need to keep your energy strong, and that right now you're still just healing. You are just healing. You haven't even reached the full peak of your power yet. Right now you're healing, and you're already a very strong and very sturdy tree, and you're not even done yet, Pile 3. There's still more growth to come. So yeah, Pile 3, I'll leave you with that. You guys have the highest vibrations out of all five of the piles, and you guys are the one that's very, very intuitive and very, very led by spirit. And I'll leave you with that, Pile 3. Okay, if you chose Power 4, you chose the Sodalite crystal. Very beautiful, very blue. Sodalite is associated with the throat chakra, and Sodalite is actually, since it's associated with the throat chakra, it's about being able to speak your feelings and speak how you feel and what you're thinking and yeah, what you feel and what you think in a way that's very like expressive, that's very true to you, and that's very clear. Sodalite allows for clear communication, and it actually blocks and reflects negative energy back at people. This is a very defensive stone and a very helping and encouraging stone if you have a hard time with public speaking or just like expressing yourself and sharing your truth. This is the stone that you will need for that. So let's get into your tarot cards. And you feel free to skip if you feel like I'm taking too long placing these out. You might need to skip like, 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds. Let me see what we got. Now I'm Pile 4. Yeah, this is Pile 4. Now I'm Pile 4. Your pile was the one that actually made me laugh. And it's funny that the humor card came out because as I was shuffling and pulling and I pulled all these cards out, the first thing that I said was like, wow, this person is like very, very positive. This person is very, very, like your energy is like almost infectious, pal. For like, I get a feeling that like people love you because you live your life from your heart. And that's very true here because I see Phoebe here from the friends, and seeing a lot of Phoebe cards lets me know that you're very emotional, very intuitive as well. Not as much as like another pile that I've heard, but you are like, well, probably even more than the other pile, because I get the feeling that you're conscious of your connection. This pile is conscious of their connection to the divine. Very, very conscious of that. Pile 3 like had a very strong connection, but not all of them knew. But this pile knows your connection to the divine, and that's also evidenced by me seeing so much of Phoebe. I haven't watched too many Friends, but I do know that Phoebe was like the hippie, the one who like lived her life like on the edge from the seat of her pants. She didn't really have an established life like the rest of her friends, but she was still able to like keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. She was still able to like really be with her friends and do things with them because God provided for her. She co-created the life that she wants, and when you live your life from your heart, Father, God, Spirit steps in and like really helps you shape your experience. Because living from your heart is like the truest way to live your life. So let's get into the cards here. So pile 4, what people really, really like about you is that you're just a light in their lives. Like you bring love and joy with whoever you come into contact with. I see that like even with this like ability here, you don't think too much. You're not much of a thinker, but you are a very, very heart guided person. And sometimes being a heart guided person kind of leads you to a broken heart, like kind of leads you to disappointment and setback. But people love the fact that you do it anyway. If you get a heartbreak, you'll overcome it after a while, and you'll still come back as bright and wonderful as ever. And people love your infectious positivity. That no matter what happens to you in your life, you still manage to smile. You still manage to laugh and bring humor into your life. You roll with the punches and accept the change because you surrender your life to the divine. Yes, you surrendered your power of choice to the divine. And this is like a beautiful and scary thing to live. And this is why I have so much respect for Phoebe as out of all the friends, because she chose the scarier path in life. She chose the path that's not certain. To be a traveling musician writing songs about fucking smelly cats. But she's so blessed because she gets to like have wonderful friends who love her, to be able to find love interests, and to live her life truly free from the shackles of this world. And this is what Father here is saying. You live your life free from the shackles of the world and live under his shackles, and his yoke is easy, and his yoke isn't too hard to bear. And you roll with the punches and you go with the changes, Power 4. This pile here is like very, very magical with the child magical card. And this definitely is the same energy that Phoebe has, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things and the belief that everything is possible. Phoebe has that. She has very strong belief. And she chose to give her life. Well, she didn't choose to give her life over to the divine in that. But you, Pile 4, you chose to give your life over to the divine and to co-create with spirit. And people in spirit loves you for that. Like, this is what spirit loves you for. Father loves the fact that you surrendered yourself, that you surrender yourself to your magical power, to your heart, to just like living your life free. You're co-creating with spirit, powerful, and God loves that about you. And he wanted me to say that you trust him and you live your life in trust. So what I'm seeing here, Power 4, is that, yeah, you have been, like with this heartbreak here, I get the feeling that there was probably one heartbreak in particular that kind of like slowed you down a lot. But I'm seeing that you're starting to make a big recovery, and people love that for you because you're starting to step right back into your sun energy. Because with renewal and victim, you're coming back to who you truly are, because the victim card talks about being trapped in like something that's not true for you, or like feeling victimized for not really being fully mature, or not really being like, yeah, for not being mature. And this is like also with Phoebe as well. Her friends, like, even though they loved her, they would like oftentimes like poke a little fun about her not being like so mature, like not living in the real world and living in a fantasy. And I think that you definitely have that problem here because you're so free and so united with spirit that These people here don't understand just like how awesome you truly are, Power 4. But you're starting to see how awesome you truly are and starting to grow and renew your powers. And I love that. And that's being evidenced with the Sun card at the end. The joy, the completion, the happiness, the coming back into yourself with these two cards here, Power 4. You're starting to come back into change, into your happy, humorous self again. You're definitely starting to come back to who you truly are, Power 4, and people love that for you. People love who you truly are, the happy you, the you that's like out here living by the seat of their pants, the magical you. I get the feeling that, yeah, you may be outcasted a lot, and a lot of people may like be puzzled by you, but overall, people have nothing but good things to say about you. You're actually very well liked, Power 4. You, Power 4, Power 3, and 4 are like the ones with the highest vibrations out of all the powers I pulled. Maybe 5 is up there too, but 3 and 4 is definitely like really, really good. So if you've been drawn to Power 3, you should go watch that too. Because I mentioned this Power and Power 3 and this Power and this Power. And I mentioned Power 3 and Power 4. You guys know what I'm saying. I'm sorry I'm sucking with my words. But the Tower card here tells me that you're actually a very popular person, Power 4. You're very popular. I get the feeling like you know a lot of people. I feel like your name is always on the tip of other people's tongues. And I feel like that a lot of people, like, whether for good or bad, they know who you are and they tell you, like, hey, well, they don't tell you, but I feel like a lot of your regard is positive, Power 4. I feel like you had people rooting for you. That there's people in the rafters just waiting for you to like ready to step into your life and to support you on your journey, Power 4. Because you are a very, very likable person with this Tower card here. And I get the feeling that you're also meant to like really like have something important, like to really do something important in this life, Power 4. Becoming a real symbol and an icon in our society. I know that's a big, deep thing, but I have to share that, Power 4. You guys might truly be something special, and you're definitely magical. So continue to live the life how you live in it, Power 4. People love you for that. Always be true to yourself and never compromise yourself or anyone or anything, Power 4. Because the way you're living your life, God is very pleased with it, very pleased with you. So live your life the way that you're living it. Always be open for the opportunities for change and for growth. And just remember to keep everything light and happy. And you're very good at that with the Sun card here, Power 4. So maintain that positive, happy, light energy. Yeah, so that'll be your message, Power 4. You guys are awesome. All right. If you chose Power 5, you chose the regular Black Obsidian. Black Obsidian is like one of the protection stones next to Black Tourmaline. Black Obsidian protects against other people's negative thoughts and feelings and emotions. It provides a protective bubble around you. Is associated with the root chakra for stability, for groundedness, and also for protection. Black obsidian is like one of the protection stones next to tourmaline. So if you chose this, you definitely might be in the need of like some protecting and grounding energies, or maybe you're just like in an energy where you are protected and grounded yourself. So let's get into your tarot cards. And if you want, you can like skip ahead like 10, 15 seconds. It does take me a little bit to place the cards down. All right, Power 5. The first thing that I got from you guys is that there is like a lot of like newness coming into your life, but what I'm getting here is that like this newness might culminate in like a heartbreak for you. The Three of Swords been showing up in like almost every single pile except for like the first one. So the Three of Swords is like a prevalent theme around all of them. And some people are like overcoming heartbreak because the Three of Swords is like earlier in the spread, but this pile is the one that's coming towards the heartbreak, and that's why you chose the Obsidian, because you're moving towards like, you know, a little bit of a tough time, and you can use that extra protection around your spirit. I'm seeing here in your cards that people love you, pile 5, because not only are you like the pile that's like very, very tough, very, very like persevering, and like, oh my God, you guys are like very, very tough. You guys like stick things out and you stick it through. And you guys like actually managed to make a beautiful life for yourself because of that. But what I'm seeing here, pile 5, is that people love you is because you don't give up. You are definitely someone who has worked for everything that they have, pile 5. You have worked for everything that you have. And I can't say it any other way than that. You're your guy. Like you, pile 5. You did it. You're that bull. You're that girl. You are the person who can, like, with a little bit of elbow grease, make anything that they want happen. But what I'm seeing here, pile 5, is that people like you because, one, you're not in a rush to fit in with the crowd. One of the biggest things that I heard about you, pile 5, is that you're an individual. You're the person who's going to do things their way and do things like, you know, for them, whether other people like it or not. You do like to give to other people, and that's also shown here with the Three of Pentacles. You're someone who values teamwork and values working with other people. You don't mind being, I feel like if you're an office worker, you don't mind the group projects. You don't mind being in community. But what I feel here, pile 5, is that sometimes you kind of like dim your shine. You sometimes like, you know, don't really like step into your full self-esteem because you don't really see who you are, pile 5, or how awesome you are. What people love about you, pile 5, is that you are someone that like really just steps up and like help. You are someone that's like coming in and they do things. I get the feeling that you guys might be very, very like active, like very talkative and stuff like that. But you guys keep everything very surface with other people. Very surface. Very, very surface. With beggar and prostitute, it tells me, pile 5, that people love you because you, like I said, you are a tough worker. You work and you work and you work. But I feel like Spirit also wants to tell you that maybe with all the work that you're doing, you should be shining a little bit more. Because what the overall theme, the overall feel of like your spread, pile 5, I'm not even gonna lie, is that you're so awesome, but everyone loves you but you. You don't love yourself, pile 5, and that's the biggest message that I had to get here, especially with the self-esteem, grief, trickery. Like, both of these are heart chakra cards, by the way. All of this has to do with like your heart chakra. The pain, the grief, the suffering. The grief card also talks about like losing something and other people not understanding what you're going through, or like kind of lessening or like kind of making light of what you're going through. And the trickery card also speaks of not knowing who you are, other people coming through and casting illusions in your life. So pile 5, you help other people, but what you're really not seeing is that you're like really fucking awesome, pile 5. Your self-esteem won't allow you to see it. Your upbringing won't allow you to see it. Or maybe people love you because you have high self-esteem and you do see it. But yeah, maybe people love you because you have high self-esteem, you know who you are, you out here doing it, and you don't compromise yourself for nobody, pile 5. But for those of you who are watching and like that brave, bold person who doesn't compromise themselves for anything doesn't resonate, you're meant to be that person, pile 5. You're meant to be bold, confident, never, ever, ever dimming your shine, but shining as bright as possible in the service of others, and like really, really showing like your high self-esteem, because you're like a very intelligent, communicative, and open and curious person with the letter card here, pile 5. So if you aren't living and embodying these qualities, you should be. Yes. because people love you for the fact that you persevere and you pull through. Power 5, I have to say this, you pull through. You're so much more stronger, so much more capable, and so much more knowledgeable than you're giving yourself credit for. Yes, Power 5, so much more knowledgeable and credit. So Power 5, people love you, but you need to love yourself, Power 5. People see all these good and awesome things that you do. And sometimes with you not seeing it for yourself, people who see it and are jealous of you get to step in and like actually like make you feel even worse. Like this big old dragon holding this acorn from this little squirrel. The people who know who you are, they'll stand in your way and like cast smoke and mirrors because you don't know who you are and you don't know your power. So they can like trick you and deceive you and cause heartbreak and pain, Power 5. So you need to learn to love yourself and stand in your power, Power 5, because people love you. And some people are jealous and they're trying to like, and they trying to or even have like misled you and led you down the path of like pain and sorrow, self-doubt, low self-esteem, and just in a place where you just like dim your shine and make yourself small and try to depend on others. You don't need to depend on other people. You don't need any of that stuff, Power 5. You're perfectly capable. People love you because you're perfectly capable. You can do things. You shine so bright, but you're the only one that dims your shine, and you're the only one that don't see how awesome you are, Power 5. And you need to see that for yourself. You are amazing, you are talented, and you don't have to compromise yourself, your values, your ideas, or anything to fit in with a group or to like feel like you need to do that to be well liked. People will like you for standing out and standing strong in your ideas, your original ideas with this Fool card here. People will love your ideas. Like you need to like find yourself, build that self-esteem and like stay strong inside of yourself. And if you are like this kind of person, Power 5, good job. People love you because you stay strong and you make sure that you make a choice, you stick with it, you commit to it, and you know what it is. You made that choice and that's your choice. Because you're a very helpful person, Power 5. You have a big heart and you love to help. And if you don't if you don't realize who you are and don't dim your shine, other people will step in and lead you down to heartbreak because they see you, they're jealous, and they know that you're completely oblivious to who you are. And they'll play the little tricks, their mind games, and put you right back into this grief. So Power 5 is imperative that you know that you're awesome, know that you are loved, that you are helpful, that you are powerful, and you don't need to compromise yourself in any way to succeed, Power 5. Being your true, authentic self, whether people like you or not, is going to be what you need to succeed in your life, Power 5. And people will love you for it. People already love you, Power 5. But it's time for you to see that and love yourself. And make sure that you stand strong for yourself and advocate for yourself. And do not dim your shine or compromise your values, what you believe in, or even yourself to fit into a group or to accomplish a goal. That is unnecessary and it is not needed, Power 5. Do you. So that's your message, Power 5. Thank you for watching, and I think this will be the end of the video. So thank you if you watched this all the way through. Thank you guys. Power 5, be blessed. All the other pals, if you're watching this, be blessed and have a wonderful day. Bye.